What's up, everybody? Welcome to We're Offended, You're Offended. I'm Kim. This is Tyler, and it is the second day of the week, which is Tuesday. Which actually, I guess it depends on the calendar you're looking at, because if you start on Sunday, it's technically a third day. Anyway, happy Tuesday. Hope everyone's had a fantastic week so far. Hope you had a great weekend and enjoyed the rain. There was some sun in there, mixed a little bit. That face. What the fuck is that face? I can't even.
I don't know.
Can't even.
So I wanted to take this opportunity and to, those brave souls in honor of this week. It's a momentous occasion. There's the unlikely alliance that Amber Heard thrust into the spotlight. And I don't think a lot of you had noticed, but Maker's Mark and Adam and Eve, Doc Johnson, one of the largest dildo manufacturers in the world, have collided, have really unified here. And in honor of them, you will not be forgotten.
Nastarovia.
In support of Amber Heard and her new contract with Adam and Eve, L'Chaim. This is real, by the way.
That is pretty good. Who'd have thought she tastes so good? Oh my, you actually drank it all. Wow, you saddled up.
Oh God. It tastes like pussy.
Nice. So I don't know, as you're watching this, it's Tuesday, so I have a feeling any of our listeners are probably watching a little bit later in the day because Johnny Depp Amber Heard things comes back on today.
Well, it's supposed to be. So for anyone that doesn't know, we record these on a Monday night and into Tuesday. But like I said, we're working on things to try and make it a little more timely. Whatever. I don't give a fuck. Shut the fuck up. Sorry, that was uncalled for.
Well, yeah, but it would be a little weird. I normally drink when we do these podcasts. It would be a little weird for me doing that first thing in the morning.
I mean, I would.
Well, yeah, but I gotta go to work.
All right, but so let's touch on that quick. So Tuesday, lawyers or the jury's deliberating. I think Johnny Depp will be found innocent, or should I shouldn't say he will be found innocent. Amber Heard will be found guilty, and I think Johnny Depp will be found innocent of the Waldman statements.
I hope so.
That's just me reading it. And I've said before, I'm not necessarily one side or the other. I just look at two millionaires, bitching at each other for over, millions. But it's more this is the culmination of all the Me Too, of the abuse and everything else, and the people that, guys that said that they don't have a voice. And, in those recordings he said, or as Amber was hounding him, belittling him, tell the world that I, Johnny Depp, I'm a victim of abuse.
Yeah.
And that you're so scared. And he goes, I am.
Yeah, do that in front of a jury and see how they believe you or whatever. It was so disgusting. I don't know how anybody could honestly listen to that and be like, yeah, I support her. I totally think she was abused.
No, that sounds like an abuser, but I don't know. I guess what else do we have? I can't see with my old ass eyes. Oh, Ethan Klein. We were watching the destruction of a YouTube cultural leader, pioneer. He's one of the OGs. Ethan Klein has been on YouTube forever.
I don't even know what he does, to be honest. So obviously he's not that important.
Well, he used to, he's the Vape Nation guy, and He,
Really? He's Vape Nation?
yeah.
Oh, shit.
But so he started this H3 podcast. And, you could see the wokeness starting to peer in because, with Hassan Piker, who's the nephew of Grease Trap. So, it's sad to see because, like, he's had some amazing people on his podcast, Papa John and, like a lot of the memes and a lot of the culture stuff, like, like the Papa Bless, that came from there. It was the Papa Bless, was Papa John, or with Jordan Peterson and, it's sad to see. So if anyone hasn't seen it yet, Ethan Klein, I guess we can pull up you can pull up the video since, I'm way over here. But let's just watch this quick.
Wait, you're where?
Over there.
That's better.
All right, so let's just play this little clip. And obviously in this is kind of in response to
So there was a big protest outside the NRA meeting, which was good. Do we have any insight into what they're actually talking about there at the NRA meeting that's today in Texas? Someone should bomb that building.
What? Okay, what? Somebody should bomb that building? Is that a joke?
he said it's a joke. It doesn't come okay. I'm obviously I'm not the best at, making jokes, but it's more like an overtop exaggeration. Like I play in a lot of the the exaggeration kind of funniness. I don't know, doesn't it look like, oh my God, that's behind me? But no, it's actually in front of me. It's so small, but on the screen, it's gigantic. It's almost as big as my penis.
So big. So
almost
big.
as big as my penis. For scale. For scale, just so you know, that's how big my penis is. Not even, but okay. But so anyways, so he's getting a lot of flack, and he's kind of all the conservatives that this was just a joke. That
okay, but see, in all fairness, I don't know how much further that clip went, right? Because it was 11 seconds after he said it, it right away stopped. So I don't know what was said after that. If it was something like when we're talking and something is said, you're like, I'm just kidding. Or, I mean, if
right. You want me to fill you in?
Or if he's actually like saying this and now he's backpedaling and just, I'm just kidding.
So the thing is that like that is a direct call to action. That is someone should crater this building.
Well, and somebody who apparently, like, if they're that big and they got a whole bunch of followers and stuff like that, you got to be careful with that shit.
I don't think you have to be careful. Ultimately, I think people are responsible for what they say and what they do. I'm not going to hold his fans. I'm not going to hold anyone else to account. He said what he said. And I would say that is a call to action. But so and if you really want, we can pull up. There are longer clips, but he goes, "Oh, I'm just joking," or maybe I stepped over the line about it. He's like, "But I think someone should," or it was something to that effect.
Okay.
Like something like that would be like, "Oh, the NRA is in Houston." And I said, My joke. I'm just off. I'm coming right off the dome piece right now. Okay. My joke would be, it's nothing. The NRA is pretty good at any place that there's a shooting, they hold a rally because they know, so something to that effect. You know what I'm saying? Like there's no way of garnering gun support right after someone has shot up a school. Like that's like the NRA's bread and butter. That would be a joke. Not saying this place should be cratered.
Yeah.
Is this a bit of a longer clip?
Yeah, I'm gonna take us to a bit of a longer clip because I want to So the other one was only 11 seconds, and then it cut off right after he said it. So I just want to see just a little bit past. I want to see what his thing is, because he can't. What I've learned from doing this podcast is you can't take everything at face value. You can't just take a line. Oh God, that's so hot. Anyway, jealous bitches. You can't take everything just from a headline or from what you see from a tiny little sound clip. So let's just take a look. Let's see what a little bit longer holds. Okay, so apparently we're gonna watch this
There was
little
a big
thunderstorm.
protest outside the NRA meeting, which was good. Do we have any insight into what they're actually talking about there at the NRA meeting that's today in Texas? Someone should bomb that building. Someone should bomb that building. Someone should bomb that building.
Oh, are we just gonna have that on repeat? Oh, that's nice. Okay, so that was a really suck.
Why am I coming through? Wait, are you muted?
Someone should bomb
You're
that building.
so fucking God. I hate you and everything you stand for.
Someone should bomb that building. That's all. I wasn't muted in the other part. Just when I came over here.
All right, but so yeah, so even the crew goes, you know, like, oh my God, yeah, that obviously that's a joke. Like, we're just joking. Like, please. Well, okay, so you know, Ethan Klein has been kind of going on this tirade of you know the woke, the left, and you know thinking that he's Susan Wojcicki, whatever her name is, the CEO of YouTube's like, you know, illegitimate son. WOJ, yeah, there you go. Susan Wojcicki, just whatever.
Getting jiggy with it. No.
So, you know, and rightfully so, because that is not really a joke. I would say that is like either it's super tone deaf, and you know what, I personally I don't give a shit. I don't care if someone's making a joke. You know, it could just be, you know, he thought it was funny, so he's like, haha, wouldn't it be funny if they did that? And you know, what?
You took Amber out of the shot.
Oh, why are you? Get back in there.
Don't hide.
Or
There.
new.
Just move it over just a little bit. You want to see that nice sexual little red tip. A little that way. Oh, there you go.
Can you imagine getting screwed by that thing? Ugh.
I can. I don't know. After they talked about it and stuff like that, and then seeing that bottle, it's like it's got some. Give me that.
Some girth.
Give me that. So, not only does it got girth, but you see, it's got like these little ridges here. See? I could see it. Totally envisioning it right now.
Okay. All right. Oh, okay. You know, a little. Apparently, I don't do enough. Okay. So with regards to that, but this is the reason why people get so up in arms with this is the left over and over and over says outrageous things, like calls for violence, like flat out calls for violence, and nothing happens. Nothing. So, you know what? The thing is, it's as unfortunate as it is a little bit of a reprieve, because finally someone is saying, okay, that's a little much. It's a little tone deaf. It's like, it's a little like 9/11 happens and then you say, oh, it's National Bring Your Plane to Work Day. You know, it's kind of, it's a little, well, see, but that's what I did.
Yeah, but see, I don't know. That's different though. Like you're cracking a joke about something that had already happened, right? Yeah, it's National Bring Your Plane to Work Day. Okay, so you're kind of making light of a horrific situation in a joking manner, the way that we do. But I mean, to sit there and literally saying someone should bomb that place, and especially when you're live on the air, and the tone that he was saying, like I don't know. It's one thing if you're kind of laughing about it and joking about it and just be like, someone should really bomb there, you know, like, right? But just but the thing is that, like,
Don't you
don't make me put my finger. But the thing is, like, everybody, you think of Trump when he mentioned about, like, everyone says drinking bleach and all this other shit. Like, everyone freaked out, and people are like, "Well, he's the president, like people look up to him." Da 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 da. You can't say shit like that because people don't take it as a joke, or they don't take it this way. They take it for real. And
Yeah, but that's your fault. Like, okay, hey, dum. In fact, the only person that actually took apparently what he said seriously was a Democrat supporter who poisoned her fucking husband. That's that was the
was
whole
her out.
that was the whole hydroxychloroquine thing.
Oh, I know.
So, and like if people it's so exaggerated. Like at some point, like where does personal responsibility come?
We've
Like,
literally had this conversation on this podcast multiple times where literally there is no accountability anymore. It's literally just the blame game. Nobody takes any sort of accountability for any of their actions. It's who can I blame for this? So, okay, oh, I just heard a YouTuber that I really like say that we should bomb that place. Yeah, let's go bomb that place. And now I'm giving myself that excuse. Well, yeah, I bombed the place, but he
it's
said I should.
I,
I was just listening.
I know, and that's what really bothers me with this, because Ethan Klein, like I said, Ethan Klein has I'll say that you reap what you sow. This is the community that you decided to cultivate. You cultivated this leftist, this woke identitarian bullshit, and then you start posting on Twitter that I've never seen so much anti-Semitic hate and all this stuff, and conservatives are mad, and like to be fair, like you would be saying the same thing if the roles were reversed. You would be saying, "How dare this conservative?" Like if I'm not even going to make the comparison because it's not even necessary. It's irrelevant to the point. But I don't know.
Yeah.
So let's move on to the okay. So there was again speaking in terms of personal responsibility, and so with the stuff that happened in Buffalo, New York. There's now a speculation that a retired FBI agent was in contact with this person.
Which person? The person that, like, the shooter?
Yeah, which I call bullshit.
That seems like, okay, there's been a lot of shady shit that's been happening with this, but to me that seems a little tinfoil hatish.
So let's say, if I'm on a say if I'm on a Discord group, because Discord isn't just about games, even though that's kind of where it started was video games. But if I'm in a bunch of different groups, like to be fair, I don't pay attention to the groups that I'm in anyways. Like on Discord, like I'm only on there so that I can play video games with my friends. Like that's it. I'm not on there looking for political commentary or whatever. Like I don't enter that realm. I don't look into that stuff because that's not what Discord is for. But I would say and it's not that, like, trust me, the FBI had more people were signed up for child porn sites than anything. Like this isn't a conspiracy. They had FBI agents watching child stuff.
Oh yeah,
Kitty
like
stuff.
like a lot. Like not just like, oops, I stumbled upon one. I'm talking like a lot, where you're just like, right, yep, stumbled across one.
Like
Yeah.
okay, so there was an article released of an inmate in a California institution, like a prison institution, that had killed two child touching people, and like the fucking guy has done more work than the FBI has in stopping child predators.
There you go.
Maybe, nature, as Jeff Goldblum said, nature it finds a way.
Haven't they, like, they've there's been those comments made or whatever where, you know, people who have certain behaviors will generally what a dick, right? Will generally enter a career path that will bring them closer to their desires. So you have some people who will
I get what you're
act
saying.
in kiddie shows or be some
You mean Drag Queen
teacher,
Story
like
Hour?
something that will a priest, like something that actually puts you in those situations. So then you can do your thing.
Was it gender or Drag Queen Story Hour? Like that?
Something like that.
But
Yeah.
But I think this is a big nothing burger. Excuse me. Sorry. Amber Heard is coming back up and fighting with a vengeance. Oh.
Oh, that little bitch, like, just stay down. Stay down.
But I do think that this whole thing is going to be nothing, and I don't mean like the FBI investigated itself and they found they did nothing wrong. I think it's going to be, they were on a Discord group and they just happened to be in the same channel. It's a retired FBI agent. If it turns out, and my betting dollar, if I was a betting man, which I am, I don't know if Las Vegas has odds on this, but if I was a betting man, I would say nothing happened here. That they're trying to point the blame at someone else, at something else.
No, I think it was just a mass, what do you call it? Like a mass thing of idiots. I think that's all it was.
What do you
Just
mean?
a bunch of people sitting around, not doing what they should be doing. Everyone going, should we go in? Do we just sit and wait? I think people are trying to find some sort of excuse to make this make sense, as opposed to just cops sitting around literally doing nothing and letting people die. I think that's the whole point, is just trying to find a reason for it.
To be fair, this is coming from the same guy that knows FBI agents helped Hillary Clinton start the Russia hoax thing, that Trump and Russia were tied together. That's where I'm coming from. So I can see both sides. So I don't trust these governmental institutions as far as I can throw them. I don't. And to come out on the other side, and I don't think the FBI had maybe they had some, like, in the past, like, it's not uncommon for them to have that in the past type of thing. Here, I'll hunch down so you don't have to
I'll be tucked down here like a Kremlin.
but
No, I got you. I do this a lot.
But that's the way that I'm kind of looking at it. Is I don't think that that this retired agent had any direct knowledge of it. But
No, I just think it's a bunch of dumbasses, or I don't know. Scared. I don't know. I don't really understand what the logic behind it was, to be honest. But
it's more the idea of trying to find could this have been prevented? Could this have been stopped? I'm sure it could have been. But the bigger issue is, all right, so let's pull this fucking Band-Aid off quick. Uvalde cops failed. They were an absolute embarrassment and an absolute joke. And this is why, people, I understand what police are supposed to do. Like, you don that vest, that badge to protect and serve your community. I get that. But at the same time, if you are actively preventing people from trying, like, if you won't do the fucking job that you are hired to do, like, at some point, the expectation is that when the gunfire goes off, you run to it, not run away from it or stop people from, at the very least, stopping people from trying to right this wrong. You had off-duty officers go in there and save their children. You had officers inside the building. And this is where I said, okay, so we have to correct some of this. Person was not trans. But like I said, this is how much information was pouring out. The person was trans. And that isn't a contributing factor, but it's more to me is the mental idea of confusing boys, confusing them from a young age, telling them that they're worthless, they're useless, they're abusers, they're toxic. They're all these terrible negative things in the world.
yeah.
And when they finally say, I'm useless, I am no fucking good to this world, and they finally go and pull that trigger. Something went on because that dude didn't he was criticized as being poor. This kid had no money, but yet he had a $2,000 gun 2 days after he turned 18. So this was either something set up, this was something happened there where this person was able to acquire these guns and at 21 to have a handgun. This is all the stuff that we have to try and correct because it was like drinking from a fire hose. There was so much information. And well, I was just going to say, and it's more the idea of because they're trans isn't this just proves trans people like to diddle kids. No, it's more the idea of, well, because there's a big push. I know you kind of shake your head like, what?
Well, in this particular circumstance, that's the last thing I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of the fact that, okay, if this person was trans and they're suffering from a mental illness, which is potentially gender dysphoria, and they are not getting the help that they need. And that's what has led to kind of this. And it's not even just, oh, only a trans person would do this. No, I'm talking about somebody
no.
having a mental disorder that's not getting the proper help, any mental disorder. Now, the fact that we had found out and we are correcting the fact that the person was not trans, I mean, to me, that was just okay, I can kind of make somewhat sense of it. But that's all that it was with that. It had nothing to do with the
My bigger point was the fact of this is a person. If they were trans, this would be my thought process of someone that is told that they are not good, that they are bad, that they actively hurt women, that they are a detriment on society and they're a plague on society. So men eventually lash out, and typically men lash out in violent ways. They don't. Most men, it's how did that expression go? Most men live a life of silent suffering. I think that's how the expression goes. I might have that wrong, but so you see more and more of this push of boys are bad, men are evil, blah 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 blah. That would be my type of idea. But did you find it?
I might have. It says Thoreau's famous quote. It says the mass of men lives a quiet depression or desperation. Sorry.
Yeah, live a quiet life.
Yeah, lives a quiet desperation. Is most frequently used as a reason for following one's passion and achieving a life which avoids the mediocrity of playing it small and attaining to extraordinary successes.
Yeah. So the mass of men live lives of quiet desperation. That's it. So I think in more in that way of men typically just suffer in silence. And then once we finally do, we lash out in violent ways. But so let's correct this record. The Uvalde police refused to help. They gained entry into that school and they heard children being shot and killed and did not act. Not only did not act, is the idea of actively preventing people from attempting, like if you're not going to do anything, get the fuck out of the way and let people that are going to do it. You tased people. You held a father to the ground and his child end up getting murdered in cold blood. If you want to hold someone to account, at some point, I will hold the gunman to account, but you did nothing to prevent it.
No, they actively stopped you from going in there to potentially save your own kid. Now, if that was me, 100%, like I would be devastated because the only thing that would be going through my mind constantly is if had you not stopped me, I could have potentially saved my kid. And because you stopped me, my kid is now dead.
I had posted this on Twitter. What do you do when those that are sworn to serve and protect refuse to do it? What do you do?
Well, see, and that's at the point where you should be able to that. Okay, if you're not going to go do it, like they're living in a state that has gun laws, like you're allowed to carry a gun on you. These people have rightfully have are legal gun owners. Okay, if they want to go in there to protect their child or to try to stop this person, if you're not going to do it, you're just going to sit here and listen to children dying instead of letting a parent go in there. Yes, the parent may risk their lives and the parent may actually end up dying trying to save their kid's life. However, they're trying to save their kid's life and potentially the lives of other kids. Now you have um what was it, like retired cops or off-duty cops or
Yeah.
whatever it was, guards that were going into that school and pulling their kids out.
Their
Now,
kids.
yeah. Now that okay, I can understand wanting to go in there, get your kid out and go. But when you are a cop, whether you're off duty or not, retired, a guard, whatever, why were you not trying to help save the other kids? Like I would be trying to save the other kids and you know what I mean? But it doesn't make any sense to me why they would just, okay, we're going to get my kids and I'm going to get the fuck out of here.
Well, and this is what bothers me a lot is if you're not gonna then this is where I have a big problem with this. And all the people that say, well, they need to get rid of guns. Well, the people that had the weaponry in order to gain entry, and there's a lot of information that is coming out about their procedures, that the first officers on duty, the first 2 to 4 are supposed to form a team and they are supposed to make entry. That's all their policies, their procedures, everything that they're supposed to do. And I don't think I'm alone, but at some point you have to think this almost seems intentional. And I hate you sort of I hate that that's a thought that I have, but at what point? Come here. You shut up. I'll eat you. But at some point it goes, you had 19 officers. They heard gunfire. They made entry into that school. The room was barricaded off. They had the audacity to blame one of the teachers for this because they had a door propped open and the gunman made entry that way. They had the audacity to blame a teacher for this. I know I'm smacking that ass. You like that? Sorry.
It's our dog. He's doing that too. It's not me.
But
I mean, I know I'm a bitch, but
like you see all the failures, all the steps that were either violated, disregarded, and like I think with say like the Boston Marathon bombing, the thing that didn't bother me, it wasn't the fact of people running away from the blast, it was the people that was running towards it, and that is honorable. That is, that's the thing. Like when I wish, like, in practice, an officer is at some point they are supposed to protect the community. Yeah, you see her fuck off. She's like, fuck this. I'm not getting my ass smacked. I'm out of here.
Are you kidding? She's going on the bed. She's getting ready.
Ew, my God, that's so fucking
joking.
Ew.
Relax.
Yeah, we're not gonna blow up places like Ethan. No Hemi. But so I would love for police officers, to be the strong men and women that, when the guns start blasting, they start going. Yeah, I have nothing but commemoration for those people that decide to charge headlong into combat, to save people. Like that's why you don that badge and that vest. That's why you're giving that privilege of that authority to protect the community. But what have you decided to do?
Well, you'd think so. Like at my work, they have something called an ERT, which is an emergency response team, and they have this at a lot of jobs. Okay, so now I've taken emergency response training before, and I remember during the training they had asked everybody in the room if they gave like a situation, like say a customer came in. Oh, handsome boy, is he handsome, guys? Oh, I love him so much. Like cuddle them.
All right, get the fuck off.
Anyway, they had asked us, okay, like in a situation where, okay, say someone comes into your workplace and they're assaulting somebody, or like whether it's another customer, whether it's an employee, what type of person are you? Are you the type of person who is going to run and go get help, get like a manager or somebody else from the ERT, or call 911, get help that way? Or are you the type that's going to jump over the desk and go and help? Now, in both situations, like there's no wrong answer here. Like the thing is, if the person is going to get help because they don't feel comfortable going and jumping over that thing and putting themselves at risk, that's fine. But this is also an ERT thing in a workplace. This isn't my job that I am
It's a volunteer thing.
protect and serve. You know what I mean? So me, for one, I am the type that would jump over the desk and go help somebody. I've done it a multitude of times. Not literally jumped over the desk, but you know what I mean? Like I've heard something going on and I've come to, and I'm right there at the front trying to help the situation. I'm not generally one to run away, but that's me. And the
Yeah.
thing is, when you're taking a job, whether it's in an army, whether it is a cop, a fireman, like, why are you taking that job if that's not what you're gonna do? It doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, and that's where I say, like, at one point, when you don that vest, you don that badge, it is to protect the community. You are supposed to protect and serve the community. There is some expectation that your life, there was a Navy SEAL, or I believe it was a Navy SEAL that I was listening to, and they said that at some point, like, you understand that your life might be a factor in completing the mission. You accept that. And that is I'll say, that is a fucking hell of a statement to make.
Scary. Like it puts things into perspective.
But you are that confident. In order to achieve this, I will throw myself on that grenade. I will take that bullet. I will do something at my own peril in order to eliminate more harm.
What you think Secret Service, right? Like you have the security guards that are around the president at all times, right? That is their job. Is if somebody is to show up with a gun, they literally use their own bodies to protect the president. And I mean, that's intense. It really is. Like, to literally put your life on the line. Like, yes, there's always a risk, whether it's a disgruntled customer or an employee or whatever it may be, that things could end tragic. There's a less likely
But
chance, I
but
guess.
I'm not talking in terms of oh well, in my office, yeah, I'm gonna be the one that's charging in. But you sign up for this. You are being entrusted by the community that when there is trouble, who do you call? You don't phone the fucking NRA. You don't phone them. You don't phone your local militia. You don't phone you phone the fucking cops to say, hey, there is a problem here. I need help. That is their fucking job. And they refused. There's no other way of saying it. They refused to help in this situation. They actively stopped. And this is where I say it is not if as New York has stated many times, it is Barack Obama fucking even pointed out. It is the cops' first priority is to make sure that they come home safe. Okay, so then if that is the standard that we are playing with, if people want to go in there and they want to save their children, that one father, it took 6 cops in order for them to bring him down. Yeah.
Oh, I can see that.
I would hope so. I would hope that's how much strength that father would have in order to be restrained. But you tased people. You tased parents. You had there were phone calls for over an hour. Children still inside of that room that this person is still shooting. There were phone calls coming in saying, send the police, we need help. And they refused. That is where I start to get really fucking pissed. That's where, where Michael Malice, if you don't know who he is, you gotta check him out. You should know who he is. I say that about a lot of people. If you don't know, you should. where he says there is no law too heinous that a police officer would not enforce up to and including the murder of children. And if you're not going to do the fucking job, get out of the way so someone else can.
Well, exactly. Like, that's just what doesn't make sense. Like, okay, if you're there and you don't want to do this, why are you stopping the parents that want to go rescue their kids? Why are you stopping that?
You did. Officers did. They went in there.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. But so I just wanted to clear some of this stuff up because, the trans thing, okay, not true. I don't care about the person's name. I don't care that if they're trans, if they're gay, I don't give a fuck. I think they're a piece of shit human being.
Well, and the other thing too that we did get wrong as well is that we had said that an off-duty cop or something like that had gone in there and taken down the shooter and rescued everybody, and apparently that was also not accurate. So
No, those police officers actually stopped those special like SWAT team border patrol, those elite border patrol agents from making entry into the school. It's an embarrassment.
what an entire that is just a clusterfuck of bad shit that just happened there.
In Texas, big Texas, you don't mess with Texas. Oh, we got guns. Oh, all this stuff. And this is I would love to hear people's response to, and as I said earlier, when those that are signed to protect and serve refuse to do that job, what do you do?
Well, I mean, there were some parents that were trying to show what they would do is that they would go in and risk their lives to save their children and maybe other children. But when you live in a place like, say, that doesn't allow you to just carry guns around with you everywhere you go if you're not law enforcement or whatever, like say something like here, what would you do? What would I do if I was standing outside and I did not have a weapon and I found out that there was a kid in my kid's school that was shooting him up?
Like,
grab a rock?
Like,
I don't fucking know.
Yeah, and that's what's so bothersome. These big tough guys, and it upsets me as a parent and as someone that when you are defenseless, there is nothing you can do. That is one thing that bothers me to no end, where I can't do anything. All right. I think we've touched on this enough. I'm sorry. You know what? Again, bad people exist. Okay, well, you ban all the guns. Okay, well, as soon as you take out suicide and gang shootings, gun crime is fucking virtually non-existent in the US.
Well, yeah, but then you literally just showed, okay, so you take all the guns away from people, then who's left with the guns? Okay, you have the criminals who are left with the guns. You have potentially government, and then you have police officers. Okay, so what if those people aren't going to go in and save your child? What are you going to do?
Just, oh, well, I guess, sorry, Jimmy, it's, it sucks to be you. You had a good 8 years, but, time's up. You don't want those officers, those officers have children too. So, they don't want to do that. All right. It's, it's a shit show. It's a shit show. And if the city isn't held responsible, those officers aren't held responsible. This is why I have a real hard time with it. All right. So let's get into this next one. So it's kind of funny. So this, everyone knows the baby food formula, the big problem that's going on with this. Well, there's a big baby formula manufacturer in Canada that's owned by a Chinese company. Well, guess where their shipments are going?
The Caribbean.
You're fucking wrong. No, it's absolutely going to China.
Of course it's going to China.
So, and you know what? This is why did you not notice this with the whole COVID, the medical supplies, where China told 3M to fuck you, we own this stuff, and literally turned ships around.
Yep.
So, there's not much to say on it, but of course, Of course, this is what's going to happen. They're owned by one of the largest um, uh, baby food formula manufacturers in North America. This is one of the largest. And it's owned. Oh, God, what the fuck did you do? You done goofed up, baby. But,
Don't worry, I got this.
so, yeah, so let's just scroll. What the hell is this? Did you accept Visa? What the fuck is that? This sounds like a sketchy website. What is this from? Oh, it's from the Post Millennium Post.
Yeah, like this is literally the link that was in the show.
What the hell? What the hell is her name? Whatever her name is. Oh my God. Okay. Did you see? There was a Timcast that had the one of the writers for my God, Joe Rolex for that had like I can't remember what the editor. I don't know. She was wearing a very low cut top, and everyone, the whole chat was like, "Milk mommy" and all this stuff. Like, people are fucking. But no,
Oh my God.
so there's this baby food formula. We can't ship it in from Europe. We have to get it from Canada, but the Canadian manufacturers are sending it off to China. Oh man, this world and everything that's wrong with it.
So many things.
So as it say, Fee High International is the largest domestic producer of formula for infants and young children in the People's Republic of China, or as I call it, Canada. And the company recently celebrated its 56th year. Canada Royal Milk will manufacture formula for infants and young children using both cow dairy and goat dairy, building local supply chains to benefit the Canadian economy. Most of our production will be for export, but we intend to develop nutritional products for the North American market as well. Did you hear that? Did you? Their main goal is export from Canada to where? Ching Chong, China.
I don't remember ever hearing of that.
I did.
China.
So at what point? We don't even produce our own stuff. North America doesn't produce its own pharmaceuticals, its own food. It all comes from somewhere else. Oh
Yeah,
my
which
God.
really sucks. Because then when you have things like,
Stop it.
food shortages or droughts or whatever it may be, well, you don't have any of the food in your own backyard.
Yeah. Oh no, it's slated for export to another country before it gets to you.
Yeah, how does that make any sense whatsoever? Oh, we got all this food here. We got lots of oil and all this other stuff, but it's actually reserved for different countries. Sorry.
Well, they're gonna take priority.
Which is ridiculous because your own country should take priority.
Well, you'd think that, but according to Justin Trudeau, Canada is last on the list for Canada-produced product. Oh God, get away from the fucking shitty pants, Joe. All right.
Sleepy Joe.
So let's finish on this one. So Canadian Border Patrol, they're looking at, if you could scroll down a little bit. We don't need to pull it up. No, more. I don't need to look at a fucking picture of a guy. So what does it say? I can't read that. I can't see that far. Oh, here we go. No, yeah, right there. Scroll down. Scroll down. At any time up to the time of release or at any time up to the time of exportation, an officer designated under Section 2 may, in accordance with the regulations, in accordance with what regulations? So if you make a regulation that says a border agent can search and inspect you at any time for anything and any product that they want. Examine documents, including emails, text messages, receipts, photographs, or videos that are stored on a personal digital device that has been imported or is about to be exported and is in the custody or possession of a person if the officer has a reasonable general concern.
Concern of what exactly?
Boy, does that sound
choking hazard?
Does that sound broad as can I any broader, and this Maker Mark bottle will go all the way in. Holy.
Well, yeah, it could literally be anything. Be like, I think you might. Fuck, I don't know. I just
You
said
might.
it.
Hey, your wife in the passenger seat. I have a sneaking suspicion that you have some adult material of her that I would like to inspect. Like,
Is it really your wife, or is this, sex trafficking? I think I'm gonna have to do a little inspection to find out.
yeah, if she gives a good blowjob, I know she's not your wife.
Right?
But do you see how sweepingly strong that is? Any laws that are overly general, I think any law should be extremely narrow in scope.
Reasonable general concern.
Yeah, general
Any-
concern.
I'm concerned that Hawaiian shirt you're wearing makes you look fat. Can I see your phone?
Your Hawaiian shirt makes you look like a homo, so I'm pretty sure your gay card needs to be punched.
So let me see your phone.
Yeah, let me see all your Grindr profile. Let's see what's going on Grindr.
Right?
Like, at more and more, I'm seeing the general disdain that our government seems to have for its own citizens. And when your government literally looks at your own citizens as an inconvenience or untrustworthy,
Terrorist.
yeah, terrorist, misogynist, anti-science, all this type of crap. Man,
So-called freedom convoy.
yeah. It becomes really disturbing to me to see this. How little our government actually trusts its own citizens. But to be fair, again, people that we elect to represent us. And again, I've always held this idea that you should have to. This is what I am looking at running on these platforms. Fucking spell it out. You got a website for it. Spell it out. Everything. I want to lower taxes. If you want to raise taxes, if you want to export production, everything that you are within your bounds to do, because you are not trustworthy. Every fucking politician in Canada, in the world, I would trust a dictator because at least they fucking say what they mean. But a politician lies to you in your face, shakes your hand, and then tells you to fuck off after they're elected.
Yeah.
God, I wish I would and that's what I find so unbelievable. I didn't elect you so that you could funnel off every fucking dollar that this country produces in order for you to money launder that money to what, your butt buddies in fucking Ukraine. Funny, because Russia's, even though the US and Canada are funneling tons of money into that country, they're still getting fucked. Ukraine is still, hey, shut up, is still getting destroyed. So why are we sending, why is the US sending 44 billion? I can think of a few cities that could probably use a little bit of that in order to help bolster infrastructure. Our infrastructure's falling apart. How about all the lead pipes? Flint, Michigan is just a fucking is just a point on a map.
What about the people up north who have shit to live in?
Yeah. How about all the communities that you supposedly love and you like to use them as a political pawn? Even they are telling you, leave. Your hate isn't need here. Justin Trudeau had to cancel meetings because people are sick. Again, and I've brought this up. All right, I stand by this. If you are so sure of what you are doing is right, you would have no problem looking at anyone and saying, this is why I am doing this. I believe that this is right. You would approach every single person with conviction and commitment. But no, what do? You cancel meetings. You cancel seeing people. You cancel meeting the people who elected you. Even though I didn't. I think you're a fucking Weasley piece of shit. And I think at best you're incompetent.
That's definitely a best of the scenario. I don't know. Yeah, he's just like he is something else, honestly. Like I don't.
I think once you understand, it's like the Elon Musk thing. When you understand that what he's developing isn't for Earth, it's for Mars, it makes total sense. When you are able to finally understand, shut up, you understand that what he's doing is not in Canada's interest, it all makes sense. You have to put it through that prism, that lens. Think, well, does this benefit Canada or does this benefit other people? Once you can figure that out, it all makes sense. He hates Canada.
Well, it definitely seems that way. I mean, the way that he talks to the Canadian citizens, from the peaceful protesters to the Indigenous people, like it's just you can see it. You know what I mean? But yet
Yeah.
he jumps on a plane so quick to go up to a place that has an active war going on to show support for another country. But yet he can't even Skype with somebody who is in charge of the Freedom Convoy or something like that. Like that doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. One is peaceful and you're not going to get potentially killed, where the other one you're literally jumping on a plane to go to active war. It's just it's not even your country. Like what are you doing?
Oh, his mask was off in Ukraine, but in Canada, he sure throws it on pretty fucking quick.
Oh, of course.
I don't know. I'm just it's bothersome. Like this is why you need to look at the people that you are actually voting to represent. I am so sick. I hate the idea of just I always vote liberal. All right. I always vote conservative. I honestly I am super torn. I am torn between Maxime and Pierre. Now, Roman Baber. Roman seems like a guy that's, I'm sick of all this woke communist bullcrap and I want it to end.
Yeah.
But from the outset, who was the one saying? From the outset, Maxime was saying these lockdowns are bad. This is not good for our country. This is not good. This is not what Canada is about.
See, I don't know enough about the other two people that you mentioned to even make an opinion, I guess, because the only thing that I've really seen is like stuff from Pierre, and I really like what he has to say. So the other people, like I said, I haven't really heard anything from them, so I can't make an actual good opinion on that.
So one thing, and this is why you need to get involved in in your schools, in your in what your children are doing. It's so easy for us just to hand them off to the state. Well, look at what the state is literally pushing, where the gender identity, where you offend someone is bothersome. What'd you say to me, bitch? What'd you say? Oh, we're at 58 minutes. Okay.
Just letting you know, we're trying really hard to keep it at about an hour under, because we're doing it every day. And I just want to apologize for our dogs today. Wow, are they suckies? This are hellhounds right here. Yeah, pay attention to me. It's our bedtime.
But so I'll say this quick and let's get out of here. This is why oh my God, I'm totally blanking on his name. That politics is downstream from culture. Oh my God, what the fuck is his name? You guys know, I'm blanking on his name right now. But this is why culture is so important, because people now feel that they're entitled to, I'm entitled to your money. A government deserves, or I deserve this from the government. I'm entitled to all of these things. I need to feel safe. I would rather be free and dangerous than safe and fucking subservient.
Yeah.
All right, let's get out of here before these dogs blow up with their whining.
Right? Oh my God, they're so needy.
Remember Amber Heard trial Tuesday?
Oh yeah, I'll be watching that thing.
Check out Ricada Law. He's a fantastic, absolute knowledgeable. He's got my kind of humor, that kind of not deadpan, but that kind of gallows humor. Says obscene shit and just it tickles my penis.
Yeah, and he always has some other lawyers that comes on with him too. Like he has one guy that was, I think, from China or something like that, or was doing law in China or somewhere in Tokyo or something like that.
Korea.
Okay, one of those countries. But no, he is absolutely phenomenal. I've been watching him the entire time through the whole channel or friggin' trial. But anyway, yeah. So thank you everybody for taking the time out to listen to whatever we got to say today and let you know what's going on in the world today. Hope everyone has a great day. We will catch you again tomorrow and have a little update on the Johnny Amber situation. Don't forget to check us out in all the places listed in the description box below. Like and subscribe. Come on. Do you want to subscribe to this, don't you? Sexy AF. Mm. Can you guys believe that's my husband? Jealous bitches. All right. Have a good night, guys. Bye.